Why not try something smart to chew on? The Lunchroom on RCI, Monday to Friday, 12:45 to 2 p.m. The Lunchroom, informative, enlightening, provocative, engaging. The Lunchroom on RCI, food for thought. The station that gives you, more lunch.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Lunchroom on Radio Caribbean International. It is Thursday, October the 3rd, 2024. This is program number 1258 of the Lunchroom, and I'm your host, Calix George Jr. In addition to Radio 101.1 FM, you can also get us at our website, rcistlucia.com, and we're also streaming live on Facebook. You've just got to search for the official page of Radio Caribbean International, and please be sure to like and share that as well with your friends and family. And of course, if you want to tell us what's on your plate today, the number to do so is 452-3046. Again, 452-3046. As well, we've got a WhatsApp number, and you can call in to 724-0008. Or if you so prefer, you can also message in to that WhatsApp number with your comments and questions as well. Again, that number is 724-0008. In just a bit, we are going to be speaking to some representatives of the St. Lucia Red Cross. They've got an open day coming up on October the 12th. And so, of course, we'll be speaking about that and a number of their initiatives which are happening. But first, we want to send out some birthday greetings to Mr. McGriffin Theodore. And some may know him as Blake's Theodore. Some may also know him as his Calypso moniker for a very, very long time ago, the Mighty Terror. Well, he turns 85 today, so happy birthday to you, and we wish you an absolutely wonderful birthday celebration. We also want to send out some birthday greetings to Mr. Sant Justin. Many of you would know him in the media, and of course, we do hope that he's having a fantastic birthday celebration as well. And also to Miss Sherma Descott, happy birthday to you, Sherma. And we do hope that you're having a wonderful day. A bit of history for today, some that happened on this day. Where we go way back to the year 52 BC, where Vercingetorix, the leader of the Gauls, surrendered to the Romans under Julius Caesar, ending the siege at what is known as the Battle of Alesia. In the year 1922, the first facsimile photo was sent over telephone lines, and that happened in Washington, D.C. We don't even use the fax very much anymore today. And 1935, on this day, Italy invaded Ethiopia, and that set off the start of the Second Italo-Ethiopian War. And on October the 3rd, 1990, that saw the reunification of East and West Germany, the West German flag being raised above the Brandenburg Gate in Berlin at the stroke of midnight. We now move on to our dish of the day. The daily dish is brought to you the kind compliments of our good friends at Tiles Plus.
One tiles for your home, I see. Bathroom, kitchen, pantry. Need tiles for your balcony. Come down to Tiles Plus, satisfaction guarantee. Tiles Plus, Tiles Plus, Tiles Plus. Big tiles with unbeatable cost. Customer service, A+. There's all kind of tiles. Come down to Tiles Plus. We also got glassware and vanity. Box, doors, you'll see. Come down, don't mind nobody. We got the best tiles on island. Trust me. We are located Lance Road in Castries, Bosses Joe Grosile, and Flag Street in Beaufort. Telephone number 453-7939. Tiles Plus.
Serving now, the Daily Dish.
And welcome back to our program for this Thursday. Hope you're having a grand day. And a number of events, of course, happening in the month of October. Some may know it as Creole Heritage Month. Of course, Junior Creole coming up towards the end of the month. It's also Breast Cancer Awareness Month as well. But the focus today is, in fact, on the Red Cross, and that institution is global, but of course there is a St. Lucia organization right here. And they, in fact, are marking October the 12th with a community open day. And that's not too far away from today. And to tell us about that, so very pleased to have the president of the St. Lucia Red Cross, Mr. Hubert Pierre, as well as the chair of the Conflict Resolution Committee at the St. Lucia Red Cross, Anne-Marie, as well, joining us here today. Ladies, gentlemen, thank you for coming in and to telling us, well, of course, and you are going to be telling us about the Red Cross, but in particular, that upcoming Community Open Day.
Well, I'll start off by saying this is a really, really new initiative. It's very exciting because we are actually going out and empowering the community with lots of free, yes, free events. And it launches the Conflict Resolution and Legal Committee of the Red Cross, which is a new initiative. And we're bringing conflict resolution specialists, we're bringing lawyers in to assist, as well as a number of other activities.
So that is all going to be happening on October the 12th. Is that the plan?
Correct. This is going to happen. I mean, we have been thinking for quite some time now, and as we celebrate 75 years, and Anne-Marie brought up the idea, and I felt it was a wonderful thing to do. And we are very happy that such will come to fruition. Of course, we had a previous date after the luncheon, but the place itself was double booked, so that threw us off a little bit. But we are going full speed ahead, and to ensure that we reach persons who need to be reached, and anybody else who feels that they need to be reached, and they can come out and ask for help and support in that regard.
Thank you for that, Mr. Pierre. Of course, Anne-Marie, you probably have quite a lot of details in terms of what's the program like for the day, that Community Open Day. Take us through the details.
Yes, we are going to have an open house. So it's open to anyone who wants to facilitate themselves with various areas. The legal advice shop, and there's a conflict resolution. So if you happen to be having a little bit of a difficulty with someone, we have trained mediators who will be there to give you a chance to air your grievances and try and resolve it.
Now, to be clear, this is all happening at the Red Cross headquarters?
Absolutely. No, it's not.
So okay. So I think you need to clarify
we have to have somewhere
that.
A bit bigger, the Human Resource Center in Groseley, and it will take place between the hours of 2 and 6 p.m. on that Saturday. And as I was saying, it's an opportunity for members of the public. We just want to give support, a helping hand, and it's in line with the mission of the Red Cross to support people. We're promoting health, and we'll have a fitness instructor, we'll have a doctor online there, so people can refer any ailments, and of course a legal. You don't see lawyers out in the open very often, but we are going to be there, members of the bar, and we're going to be offering a chance for you to bring any minor grievances, but we will listen to you on that day. In addition, we have a demo from Club 25, who are part of the Red Cross, and they'll be looking at helping with technology, how to use a phone and understanding a phone, information, financial advisors. And we are very blessed to have Sajiko there to assist, as well as the NIC, and lots of other initiatives as well, business development. So if you want to know more about setting up a business, we'll have the business development section from the Ministry of Commerce, as well as much more.
Well, that's already quite a lot. I was even expecting that it was all going to be so broad in terms of your focus. Mr. Pierre, of course, you mentioned that you're celebrating 75 years of the Red Cross here in St. Lucia. You tell us a bit about that, because, of course, Anne-Marie is heading the Conflict Resolution and Legal Committee, and quite often we think of the Red Cross usually within the context of a state of emergency, some natural disaster,
that's when you see us
impacting
most.
St. Lucia, and that's when you hear about the Red Cross and you feel the impact and the importance of that institution. But of course, you do so much work around the world in conflict areas. And although perhaps we are not in a state of war with any other country here, in the case of St. Lucia, there is a lot of conflict, no doubt, to be resolved around the island.
Absolutely. You see, we being a humanitarian body, so it encompasses anything to help humanity. We have our principles, which governs all our actions. So once you begin to think about the Red Cross, some people will say, I think of plasters, I think of first aid, I think of this. And like you've correctly said, you think about repairing lives and disasters and all the rest of it. But much more than that, we believe in preventative measures. And even when it comes to disaster, that is why we focus on preparedness. Because if you're well prepared, you'll better be able, to survive the next storm. But if you're not prepared, then it costs us more to try and repair your life and bring you back to your normalcy. So that is why we focus on this. You, like myself, will know that our lovely island, things have changed. Things have changed. There is not conflict, you may say, when a man just walks into your house and steal whatever he wants, but we know somebody comes to kill, steal, and to destroy. So by the same token, if we can redirect paths, like Anne-Marie has said about the business, how to handle your phone to the older persons, blood donation and all this type of thing, all of this is to bring the whole community together, understanding our needs as human beings. So for us at Red Cross, it's not just a matter of disaster or so. The preventative measure, this is a preventative measure. And this is why I am focused, I am with them, I really want to see it succeed. Now coming back to your pertinent question about 75 years, we started ever since last year, October. And our final bit of everything will not be this one, but we want to have, we just had the gala, for example. But after the gala, we have this 7K health walk, health promotion walk with non-communicable diseases. So we have gone all around and we have done a whole host of celebrations. And I thank God that Anne-Marie came with this one, because this one is timely, it is relevant, and it's very, very pertinent. You like I said before, why do young people keep killing each other like this? Can we do something to prevent that from happening? Why do people chop people for land and it's your blood? And so there are many, many things, and we need to target certain areas. So we have done quite a lot for the 75-year celebration. I mentioned the gala and a few other things we have done. This is part of it. And the final would be, as I said, the health aspect of it. Next week, Thursday, also, we'll be doing health and wellness, okay? Mental health. It is Mental Health Week. So on the Thursday, we should be on the field with 10 school children. We want to get some people from the mental health
By the field, you're referring to
the SAB.
The SAB playing field and VG. Okay.
And we want to feed them and play games with them and, give them medals and trophies, make them feel belonging, that type of thing. So the Red Cross is involved in quite a bit. A lot of things people don't know.
Of course, coming back to the Community Open Day, you said it's from 2 o'clock to 6, and at the Grosley Human Resource Development Center. Who are you looking to really, who's your target audience? Who do you really want to get out to that event?
We're looking at this as a family event. So every member of the family, but within a family, everybody has their needs. So there's something there for the young people. There's something there for older people, anybody thinking about a business, anybody with an issue or conflict, a legal problem. So the target area is everybody is welcome. And we want you to also join the Red Cross family as well, because that way we can spread the message, spread the love, and share our knowledge. So really, we're reaching out and sharing our knowledge, experience, and we thank all the various entities that have partnered with us to carry this off. So it's a one-stop shop for support.
And you didn't mention that there may be some actual presentations being done on that?
Yes, on the hour we'll have a focus. For example, the fitness instructor may get up and ask you to shake your body. We'll have a DJ there. We'll also have a presentation by the mediation committee, who are primarily the host of this event. We will have something from a financial advisor. We'll have the booths scattered around, so you can take your time, go to each person. But on the hour, we'll have somebody else from the booth giving a presentation or more of an insight into what they're about.
And of course, you mentioned the mediation committee coming up. Mr. Pierre, you did mention some of the conflicts, the unfortunate conflicts that we see leading to bloodshed in communities around St. Lucia. We've heard about the issues of family land and those types of disputes. This partnership, you're talking about a mediation committee? Is it a separate and apart from...
No, we're all part
the
of the
Red
Red
Cross.
Cross.
We are Red Cross.
Yes.
We are Red Cross.
Yeah.
Also, the Red Cross Mediation Committee.
Yes,
Okay, I
it's
see.
an
Yeah,
initiative by the Red Cross.
All right, so we're all Red Cross volunteers. It just so happens that we have particular skills and we're going to offer it. And the lawyers amongst us will be offering their skill. We have a couple of doctors as well, correct? And it's a matter of Red Cross volunteers offering a service and outreach.
Wonderful. Now, of course, you did mention that this is not the end of it all, and that you need more members. How is that coming along in terms of participation, getting membership for the Red Cross?
Well, it's a perfect opportunity for you to also find out more about the Red Cross, because we're there. We'll have leaflets, won't we? And we'll have application forms, because the Red Cross in itself is a family. And it'd be good to expand our family and welcome in new members. So yes, you can join up there and on the spot. It's not very much. For what you get and the satisfaction of giving back, how much is it? Not much. $60 a year? For you're actually learning a skill as well, because obviously we would employ you with first aid knowledge, and that's going to be part of the day as well. Demonstrations on first aid.
And of course, we can see why that's really important, because we see quite often accidents are happening and individuals are not really trained to be first responders, and quite often don't know how to react at all.
Yeah, well said. And even beyond this, we have our new challenge, that of bullet wounds. And now we've got to teach people how to do packing, and it's all about blood stopping and to save a life. So you need to know what to do when. And that part of it is extremely important. We have had occasion where somebody decides, okay, this guy is badly wounded, just put him on the first vehicle. But between there and hospital, he's losing too much blood, so he dies. So if one knows exactly what to do, stop the bleeding, first of all, call the ambulance, which has the capacity to clear the traffic, he will get there alive. So the Good Samaritan feeling is l'hôpital inépuisé, you know, that type of thing. And all of these we try to teach people, to make sure they understand. We have tried to offer services to all taxi drivers, to minibus drivers. Because you drive, there might be accidents, and you can come out and do something if you're not the one that is hurt. We are supposed to train at least 1/3 of the population in first aid CPR. And it's sometimes very difficult to get them to come out and do what it is. So next year, God's willing, my first focus is to have somebody in the office, primarily to go to the business places, to sell the first aid idea to them so that they can send persons out, make the business a little safer and all this type of thing. So that type of plan is rolling off also, but I need to finish most of what we are doing now before we can focus. But we have to plan for the future. And the Red Cross is going to get bigger and better. One of the mistakes the Red Cross has made in times past is that they have been into their own nutshell of what they offer. But I've said no. We have persons who come have skills, great skills, you know, and that's the training. Let us use it. Let make them feel comfortable that they are giving something back. And this is what I found in Anne-Marie and the others. They are giving something back. They are lawyers, you come to them, you know, and litigation, whatever it is. And for advice, you pay how much money and the rest of it. But these lawyers are saying, hey, but maybe we can do a dent in the problems we have just by letting them come to us here under the Red Cross. We know there's no money involved, but we can advise you where to go, what to do, and do's and don'ts. And even from there, we can start thinking about their mental health and refer them. So this is extremely important to me.
And it's a very interesting nexus as is coming through the Red Cross, because you perhaps would have generally thought that, when you look at the ecosystem of Red Cross, you might be thinking of maybe the scouts, the cadets, the guides, St. John's Ambulance Brigade, maybe the St. Lucia Fire Service, those types of institutions. But now you're actually also pulling in, you're now also pulling in lawyers, doctors, to be able to support the effort
to help,
as well.
It's a humanitarian effort, and they have a skill that they can use to help humanity. So why leave them out? We have instructors in first aid, we have this, we have that, we have water safety people who teach people how to swim and all the rest of it. So why not the lawyers?
Conflict resolution, Anne-Marie. I mean, that's
a hot topic
major
of the day.
issue, of course, and where conflicts arise from, the disagreements, and really how to avoid them or resolve them. Maybe you need to give us a quick 1, 2, 3, the rubric, the basics of conflict resolution.
One of the things that we must enforce, we're not going to solve everything on that day. Conflict resolution is about getting two people together, and an independent third person sits with them to try and look at their issue. Because people tend to have a beach ball effect. They think they're both right. So it's about breaking down that beach ball so that you are able to communicate between both and come up with a settlement or an agreement that it's a win-win.
Now, you raise a very, very important point, and I want to dwell on a little bit.
Go on, dig deeper.
That idea of that independent third person who's supposed to come in and mediate and be the arbiter, so to speak, in that process. It's not so easy for a lot of people, because then normally when people think of a conflict, then in the common parlance here, they're looking not for an independent person or third person, they're looking for backup, they're looking for somebody to support their cause and to make what they are saying or what they want happen. That's tends not to be very useful in a lot of conflicts.
Within conflicts, there are a lot of people who are conflict resolution specialists. The police, teachers, social workers, your pastor at church. They all have that skill. So these are not necessarily independent third parties. Conflict resolution is going on all the time in society. We are slightly different because we have been trained. Whilst I'm an attorney, I have been trained to resolve conflict. You're thinking the two don't make sense. A lawyer trying to solve problems. Yes, we are there to solve a problem. The end result is that you may have to go to court for the court to make a decision. But we are now trained to try and resolve it. So many lawyers are now having that mediation skills. In the same way, our committee, we have a police officer, we have a teacher, we have a social worker, we have lawyers as well. So it's a mixed bag of people who are used to resolving conflict. The second part of your question was, what was the second part?
Well, I think you definitely got into it, but coming to the matter of where it all begins, this issue of conflict, the issue of conflict and the matter of fair play. One side feels that they've been, something has happened to them, they've been wronged, and the other side may not even see it that way, or they may feel justified in what they're doing sometimes. I mean, how do you overcome those types of situations when the parties have completely different views as to what has actually transpired?
One of the main things as a mediator is to build trust. And that's something that we've been taught to do, try and get them to see that we are actually on your side. The second thing is about allowing people to air their grievances. Because a lot of these grievances is because they haven't had a chance to sit down and talk. Yeah? If you leave them at a dining table, you're there to facilitate that discussion. So they air it, they get it out of the way. And most of the times they walk away and say, right, I'm done now. I just wanted to tell you what I thought. But the next stage would be to try and get them to understand where they have a common link. We both don't like this problem. We both want to live together in peace. Neighborhood disputes. So they have a common link, and you just have to be able to search and find where you can hang that link. And from there, they have options. And the parties make the decision. You do not. They explore all the various things that they can possibly put on the table, and they take the dispute and make a decision. It's not always going to work, but as a mediator, you know when it is that you need to take one to one side and go through it with them, the other one, and then come back and see if they can get closer. And that's the job of mediation. We're not going to be able to do all that on Saturday, but we are going to give an example of a mediation so people can see how the process works. We will take people's disputes. If you want to come and talk to us, we're there, and it'll be confidential. Confidentiality is the main issue, that you know that it's not going to go anywhere, and we ask the people to respect that as well.
Of course, Mr. Pierre, thanks very much for that, Anne-Marie. The Red Cross, we tend to think of it as a reactionary institution, getting into the conflict zone, really helping out individuals because there is already conflict. But this step is really, really interesting and somewhat innovative. You actually are, trying to get ahead of the situation.
Yeah, like I said, even for the disaster management, for example, we believe the best way to save lives is to have people prepared. So I cannot come in as a middle manager, tell you what to do. Then I need to tell you how to prepare for it. So if you don't see me within 72 hours, you'll be okay. So then it prevents me from spending the exorbitant amount I would. So it is really a matter of focus. Make sure that you prevent the thing from happening. Like I said to people, okay, we prepare certain things and people don't understand because we always talk about mitigation. But for me, one of the things I always say, okay, you talk about mitigation, what does it really mean? And you talk about prevention. And sometimes people tell me, a mitigative measure is a preventative measure. That's not true. Like I'd say, hey, look, there is a school out there. What would you do to prevent an accident between a child and a car? And the first thing they tell me is to put a sleeping policeman. But no, that doesn't work, because the child is still on the road at the same time with the car. So what you need to do during school hours, close the road. This is preventative. And the other one is mitigative. So we start to believe, how do we mitigate what we were talking about when Anne-Marie was speaking with you? It's already in existence. Before that, I mentioned to you mental health. And we are seeing the result of mental health. That's what we are seeing. And our focus is on the workplaces. We need to give them what we call a stress kit. And there's just questions, how do I feel today? What are the symptoms? What are the signs you are feeling? Because once you lose it mentally, you can do anything. A good man is if you quietly every day, and for some reason you don't know, he just picks up the computer and starts slamming things all over the place. There is a reason before that. And we did not observe the breakdown before it came.
Okay. It's interesting that you're raising that point as well. We're almost out of time, I know. But the matter of the culture that exists currently, and are you... it's obviously one initiative that you're doing, which is this community open day, trying to tackle conflict resolution. But that underlying issue that in the culture, some people actually love the conflict. They feed off what we say, the ro-ro. They like that idea that two people are battling it out in the streets, and there's a certain level of entertainment value, unfortunately, that people get out of that. How do we address that aspect as well?
It all starts in the home. And something that the mediators have been doing is also going into schools and giving a sensitization to young people that you don't have to box somebody. You don't have to take a knife. Because if you start with the young ones, they then can maybe take that to their parents or their grandparents. So we've also been to many schools trying to impart that get together and talk. That's what it's about, talking about the issue. So yes, it's not just St. Lucia. It's around the world that we have this rural mentality. So I wouldn't want to pin St. Lucia as being anything different. We're just smaller, and the rural we see a lot more because we're small. So yes, there is hope. We are not just ending on Saturday. That's just the beginning, because the community day is a launch to tell people we're here. We're going to have a help desk service, aren't we, Mr. Pierce? Yes, so you'll be able to ring in and book an appointment. If it's urgent, you can go down to the Red Cross head office and you get a mediator. You can speak to somebody. So it's like a legal advice center with limitations, of course. We're not going to be dealing with certain types of criminal issues, which may take a little bit more time, expertise, etc. So yes, the broad mill is to come. It's like a GP surgery. You come in, you talk.
Excellent indeed. And of course, we've been speaking to representatives of the St. Lucia Red Cross, celebrating their 75th year now. And of course, one of their initiatives, one of many, is a community open day. It's happening on Saturday, October the 12th at the Grosley Human Resource Development Center from 2 o'clock until 6, and quite a lot on offer there. As Anne-Marie did mention earlier, it's all free. And of course, lots of presentations, lots of skills, lots of business development support, financial support, how to use your phone, and of course, the real focus on the matter of resolving.
Grab a lawyer for free.
Grab a lawyer for free. Free legal aid and advice available in terms of how to deal with many matters. And of course, it's all happening thanks to the work of the St. Lucia Red Cross. Thank you so very much, Mr. Hubert Pierre, President, as well as Anne-Marie, who is the head of the Conflict Resolution and Legal Committee, for putting this on. Any parting words?
Just be there. Take advantage. It's a good opportunity, and you don't want to hear somebody say, "Oh, I wish you'd gone." No, calm down, and there's plenty on offer, and we look forward to working with every member of the community.
Wonderful. Thanks very much. Mr. Pierre.
One of the things that have really touched me is that we had a training for mediators, and certain persons walked in and paid for it. People I didn't know were interested. So we begin to see the things starting to mushroom. But the fact remains, if you are there, then you can learn something and you can benefit. So your presence is what we need.
Wonderful.
We're ready for you.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Hubert Pierre and Anne-Marie of the St. Lucia Red Cross. And we're going to hopefully see quite a good turnout come Saturday, October the 12th at the Grosley Human Resource Development Center, St. Lucia Red Cross Community Open Day. That's our dish of the day for today. And when we come back, we'll take in our weather report.
This has been The Daily Dish.
One tiles for your home, I see. Bathroom, kitchen, pantry. Need tiles for your balcony. Come down to Tiles Plus, satisfaction guarantee. Tiles Plus, Tiles Plus, Tiles Plus. Big tiles with unbeatable cost. Customer service, A+. There's all kind of tiles. Come down to Tiles Plus. We also black, that's and vanity. Box, doors, you'll see. Come down to mind nobody. We got the best tiles on island. Trust me. We are located Land Street in Castries, Bosses, Grosley, and Flag Street in Beaufort. Telephone number 453-7939. Tiles Plus.
Island style, yeah. We got the time to make you go. We got the time to make you say, yeah. We'll have to make the right choice. Island style, whoa. We got the time that will make you happy. Island style, oh yeah. We make your dream come alive in Island style.
We have tiles and king sets, mixers and ground. Everything you need to sort the house out. For the best price and the latest style. Take a little drive down to Island Style Car.
We got the time to make you go. We got the time to make you say, quality, price, service, choice. It's all an Island Style.
Visit us at our showrooms in Bellarosa, Rodney Bay, on the John Compton Highway, Cass Street, and behind Ruby's Gas Station on the Library Viewfort Highway. So call us on 450-452 or 453-TILE. Island Style Tile and Bath. When you think tile, think Island Style.
This is Radio Caribbean International. It's now time for the weather news.
And that's all, of course, the 1.1 is now time for your weather report as of 12 noon today, presented by Island Style Tile and Bath. The forecast for St. Lucia Valley for the next 24 hours. Winds will be blowing from between the northeast and east near 9 miles per hour or 15 kilometers per hour, becoming variable or calm at times. The weather fair to occasionally cloudy with a few showers and a chance of afternoon thunderstorms. The forecast for the Lesser Antilles fair to occasionally cloudy with a few showers and a chance of isolated thunderstorms. And the tropical weather outlook, a light wind regime is expected across the Lesser Antilles for the next couple of days. Weak unstable conditions and a strong daytime heating. And strong daytime heating may result in a few showers and isolated thunderstorms. And the tropical weather outlook. I gotta read this over. The tropical weather outlook, a light wind regime is expected across the Lesser Antilles for the next couple of days. Weak unstable conditions and a strong daytime heating may result in few showers and isolated thunderstorms over the islands during the forecast period. Also, Cook continues to strengthen. At 11 a.m. today, the center of Hurricane Cook was located near latitude 20.4 north and longitude 54.9 west. Cook is moving towards the northwest near 10 miles per hour or 17 kilometers per hour. Maximum sustained winds have increased to 125 miles per hour or 205 kilometers per hour with higher gusts. Cook is now a Category 3 hurricane, and additional strengthening is forecasted during. Kirk is now a Category 3 hurricane, and additional strengthening is forecast during the next day or so. Swells generated by Kirk are expected to reach portions of the Leeward Islands on Friday. Also, Leslie is a little stronger. At 11 a.m. today, the center of Tropical Storm Leslie was located near latitude 10.1 north and longitude 30.8 west. Leslie is moving towards the west near 5 miles per hour or 7 kilometers per hour. Maximum sustained winds have increased to near 45 miles per hour or 75 kilometers per hour with higher gusts. Strengthening is anticipated, and Leslie is forecasted to become a hurricane in a couple of days. Leslie does not pose a threat to our region at this time. And this was your weather report as of 12 noon today, presented by Island Style Tile and Bath.
This has been RCI's Weather News. For more information, call the Weather Hotline at 454-3452. RCI 101 number 1.
Island Style. We got the time to make you go. We got the time to make you say, we'll have to make the right choice. Island Style. Whoa. We got the time that will make you happy. Island Style. Oh yeah. We make your dream come alive in Island Style.
We have tiles and thin sets, pieces and ground. Everything you need to sort the house out. For the best price and the latest style, take a little drive down to Island Style Car.
We got the time to make you go. We got the time to make you say, quality price, service choice. It's all an Island Style.
Visit us at our showrooms in Bellarosa, Rodney Bay, on the John Compton Highway, Cass Street, and behind Ruby's Gas Station on the Library Viewfort Highway. So call us on 450-452 or 453-TILE. Island Style Tile and Bath. When you think tile, think Island Style.
Radio Caribbean International. Of course, if you want to call in to tell us what's on your plate today, the number to do just that is 452-3046. Again, 3046. And you also have the option of messaging in via our WhatsApp number. That is 724-0008. Again, 724-0008. Of course, this week, although Miss Julian Alfred was originally planned to have traveled out over the weekend, she did in fact stay on and was able to visit her other alma mater on Monday, and that is the Leon Hess Comprehensive Secondary School. And we saw some lovely images coming out of there and her interaction with the staff, former principal, Mr. Lubon, also the student body, of course, came together to greet her and serenade her in song even. So certainly that was very, very good to see. And of course, even as the week is progressing, and there was so much to catch up on, in fact, some of the images of St. Lucians celebrating in different ways are only now sort of coming out and becoming viral. One such image was that of the residents of Canaries coming out onto the Canaries jetty to have a sort of not really a drive-by, but a sail-by visit by Julian. I take it that was perhaps part of the flotilla event, which had been organized on Wednesday last week, where she in fact left Soufrière and made her way up to different parts of the West Coast. And Canaries was one of those communities. And of course, throngs of individuals on that jetty really coming out and shouting and giving a wonderful salute to Julian Alfred in that mix. She has also been receiving other honors, and in fact, I think she's been nominated for in the Caribbean Sports Awards, and there's a very interesting article from the St. Lucia Times to that effect, giving some details on that. St. Lucia's Golden Girl, Julian Alfred, will feature prominently at the inaugural Caribbean Association of National Olympic Committees CANOC Sports Awards on October the 19th in Providenciales, Turks and Caicos. Alfred is the only individual or team to have earned multiple nominations. The CANOC Sports Awards will honor the Caribbean's finest athletes, teams, and sports leaders. The prestigious event will celebrate the region's sporting excellence, focusing on sustainability through the International Olympic Committee, IOC Sustainability Awards. Among the star-studded nominees for Caribbean Sports Personality of the Year are some of the region's brightest talents who have shone on the global stage. World Indoors 60-meter champion, Paris 2024 100-meter champion, and Wonder Diamond League 100-meter champion Julian Alfred of St. Lucia headlines the 5 nominees, all from the sport of athletics. The top-ranked female athlete from the Caribbean at the moment, the 23-year-old, is the only nominee with 3 titles in 2024. The other nominees include Olympic 400-meter champion Marilaide Paulino of the Dominican Republic, Jasmine Camacho Quinn of Puerto Rico, Shafiqua Maloney of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and Shanika Ricketts of Jamaica. Julian Alfred also received a nomination for the Caribbean Breakthrough Award, an accolade for athletes who have earned their first medal at a continental or international multi-sport competition. The list includes fellow world indoor champion and Olympic gold medalist Thea Lafont of the Commonwealth of Dominica, along with world junior double medalist Adeja Hodge of the British Virgin Islands, and boxers Junior Alcantara Reyes and Christian Javier Pinales, both from the Dominican Republic. The male nominees for Caribbean Sports Personality of the Year are Kyron McMaster from the BVI in athletics, Lyndon Victor of Grenada in the decathlon, Mijain Lopez Nunez from Cuba in wrestling, Jareem Richards of Trinidad and Tobago in athletics, Roger Stoner of Jamaica in athletics, and Sebastian Rivera in wrestling for Puerto Rico. The battle for Caribbean Team of the Year includes the Barbados Under-14 football team, the Curacao baseball team, and the Dominican Republic senior football team among the boys. And the nominees for the girls include the Barbados triathlon team, the Dominican Republic volleyball team, the Puerto Rico basketball team, and the USVI basketball team. Anmar Goodridge Boyce of Barbados is in line for the Caribbean Sports Media Award, along with nominees like Sebastian Cyrus from St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Jesus Leonardo Reyes from the Dominican Republic, are recognized for their contributions to regional sports coverage. The Caribbean Distinguished Service Award will include individuals such as Sonia Fulford in football, the late Judy Simmons in administration, Shane Cardigan in athlete advocacy, and Philip Spooner as administrator for their dedication to advancing sports in the region. A Caribbean Lifetime Achievement Quadrennial Award will be presented to an individual who has rendered exceptional national, regional, or international service, demonstrating transformational leadership. Additionally, the Caribbean National Olympic Committee of the Year Award will recognize a National Olympic Committee for its outstanding contribution to the advancement of sport. And as I mentioned, that story coming out of the St. Lucia Times, of course, Julian Alfred being pretty high up there in terms of recognition at that upcoming event, which is due to happen over in the Turks and Caicos Islands, of course, encapsulating the entire Caribbean from the Bahamas and Cuba in the north right down to Trinidad and Guyana in the south, and of course a multiplicity of different sports areas. Of course, we've heard of football and cricket and baseball, and of course athletics being featured there, swimming no doubt as well in there. So certainly the Caribbean is finding itself in a very good position, a poised position to become a potential hotspot for sport in the world, and that is certainly very exciting, no doubt, and should be very exciting for young people growing up at this time, and the opportunities and possibilities that certainly exist, and the inspiration that is certainly available to them in this regard. So certainly, again, lots to look at in the future, let us hope, in terms of sport. And again, more recognition for Julian Alfred, this time coming from Pan Am Sports. And the celebrations for St. Lucia's Golden Girl are seemingly ceaseless. On Wednesday in Asuncion, the capital and largest city of Paraguay, the St. Lucia Olympic Committee was recognized by Pan Am Sports for its performance at Paris 2024, thanks to the exploits of Julian Alfred. St. Lucia's four-member team included sailor Luc Chevrier, swimmer Jayan Odlum-Smith, and 400-meter runner Michael Joseph. But only Alfred, the 23-year-old sprinter from Cicero, made the medal rounds in her event. St. Lucia and Alfred were applauded for winning gold in the 100 meters and silver in the 200 meters at Paris 2024. Close to 2 months since Alfred's exploits at the Stade de France, and days after a whirlwind week of celebrations culminating in Julian Alfred Day, the International Olympic Committee President Thomas Bach and Pan Am Sports President Neven Ilic presented a commemorative trophy to St. Lucia Olympic Committee President Alfred Emanuel. Ilic was re-elected as president of the Pan American Sports Organization, and St. Lucia's Emanuel was elected to the executive board as part of the body's 62nd General Assembly. Quote, "I want to thank all those who supported me for allowing me to finish this project," said Ilic. These elections are over, and I can say that we are a great group. Everyone is part of the project, of course. I thank my friend Keith Joseph. We will continue working so that the Americas remain a stellar continent. Sarah Hirschland of the United States of America, Veda Bruno Victor of Grenada, and Camilo Perez of Paraguay were elected vice presidents in each of their groups. In addition to the presentation to St. Lucia, a presentation was also made to the Dominica Olympic Committee, under whose auspices Thea Lafour Gadsden won the women's triple jump at Paris 2024. So certainly it is being recognized at the level of the hemisphere through Pan Am Sport, the remarkable success of Julian Alfred at the recently concluded Paris 2024 Olympics. And of course, the point cannot be made enough that when you look at all the various 100 meters races at the Olympics that have been held since 1928, 96 years now since that race has been held. Remember, although the Olympics started in 1896, the women's 100 only started in 1928. And since then, we have actually only seen 9 countries being able to say that they've taken home the medal. Most of them have only ever done it once, of course. And St. Lucia is that 9th country being able to say that they, in fact, we've won a Olympic gold in the women's 100 meters. So it is certainly highly prized, highly coveted, one of the most watched races in the world, no doubt, and it was won by none other than Julian Alfred. So certainly lots of flowers still for Julian as she continues on her journey in her career. Now, that's our program for today, and hopefully you'll be back again with us tomorrow, God willing, for another one here at the Lunchroom on Radio Caribbean International. I'm your host, Calix George Jr., saying goodbye.